Welcome back, guys. It's day 24, the final day in Advent of Cyber 2025 by TryAcme. It's been quite a journey. Hope all of you stayed all the 24 days. So, in today's lab, we're gonna do exploitation with cURL, Hoperation Exploit. So, the evil Easter bunnies operate a web control panel that holds the wormhole open. Using cURL, identify the endpoints, send the required request, and share the wormhole once and for all. So in today's lab, it's very simple. It's beginner friendly. So what we're gonna do in this lab is web hacking. So we're gonna talk to web surfer without a browser. So everything in this lab we're gonna do is all about CLI. We're gonna use the terminal. So in this lab, we're gonna use cURL to send manual HTTP requests. We're gonna understand how the login forms works, the cookies, sessions, and everything. So we're also in this lab, we're gonna automate some brute force attack. Yeah, and we're gonna use the normal one. So let's go into it, into the story. According to the blue team intel, the wormhole is held open by a control panel on the evil bunny's web server. The team must shut it down first to cut off the reinforcements before facing King Malheur. However, the terminal they have is bare. No web suite, no browser, just command prompt. So everything we're gonna do here, we're gonna do using the command prompt. So mainly in what we're gonna do in this, we're gonna do web hacking using the terminal. So web hacking is mostly about sending the right HTTP request in the right way. So let's get started. First of all, start your attack box, or your, if you're using your VPN, connect to it and start your target machine. After successfully starting your target machine, let's get into it. So HTTP request using cURLs. So what is HTTP? This is the hypertext transfer protocol. This is the language used by browsers and servers to communicate. So you have the request, what the client asks for, and the response, what the servers sends back. So we have various methods of HTTP. We have get method, which asks for data, like when you're sending a request in Google. So that's our get request. You ask for data, so like a view page. And then we have the post request. So post, they send data as login forms. So it sends data. We also have the call. What is call? This is a command line tool that sends the HTTP request. It's no browser, just using your terminal. So the call command is a tool for crafting HTTP requests and viewing raw responses. It's ideal when you need precision or when no GUI tools are available. So if you want to use the command line to view a web page or anything, you're gonna use call. So first and foremost, we're gonna try out call. So we're gonna call our target machine using this request. So we're gonna just copy it and paste it into the terminal, and we're gonna see how the request works. So when you paste it and you can enter, it brings the response. So it says, welcome to call practice server, try sending a post request to this endpoint. So the post.php. When you go back, let's explain what it does. So what happens after running the command call? It sends an HTTP GET request for the site homepage, and the HTTP response is received containing the body, which is then printed in the terminal. So this is what the response, when you visit it in a web browser, this is what you will see. So let's go into the post request. So sending post request, let's say Suppose you're fond of a login form which post targets the post.php. When you log in through a browser, it sends a post request to the server containing the credential entered. We can simulate this directly from the terminal. How can we simulate this? So we're gonna use the post request in order to log in with the user. This command logs in as the username user and the password user. So let's send the post request to this endpoint. So we're gonna use the call and we're gonna specify it using the X this command which tells call to use the post method. So we're gonna do, let's go back to our command prompt. So we're gonna use this command in order to view the endpoint of the post.php. So we're gonna use call, then we put the our machine's URL and then the endpoint of the post. So when you hit enter, it says send post data like username, admin, and password admin. So what this tells us is a login page where we can use the username admin and the password admin. As you can see in the next step, we use this command in order to get the credentials and everything else. So as you can see, when you use this user and the password user, you get invalid credential. So let us change this and use our valid credential as admin and password admin so that we can submit it. So what we do, we're gonna go back to our terminal and go and hit call. We're gonna specify X. Carl can send post data into this and then use D so that you can sign the admin username and admin password to this page so that we can get the credentials. We log into the credentials. So what we do, we go hit enter and see we have already logged in as admin with the password admin. So this, it says login successfully and you found, I think maybe it's the first flag, I don't know, but let's continue. We're going to answer all the steps. And the next thing is, what do you want to do if you want to see and reach the headers and potential redirects using curl? So you use the I as the flag. So we're gonna use add this in our command so that you can see the cookie headers, the head, and everything else. So we're gonna use the same command and add our flag here. When you hit enter, you can see it brings the back the HTTP response. That's the date, the servers is using, the content length, the content type, and everything. So even using this, you can see the request headers. So the next thing is using cookies and sessions. Once you log in, web application is cookies to keep your session active. When you make another request with the browser, the cookie gets sent automatically. But with curl, you need to handle it yourself. So we need to handle our cookies very wisely. First, we can save the cookies, and also we can reuse the saved cookies in order to log in as the admin and the username admin and the password admin. So when you save the cookie session, you can use it later to log in rather than using the usernames and entering the username and the password again. So let's see how it's done. So going to use this, just going to copy everything here, and then when we paste it onto our terminal, let me clear this side. So what this command does is use a scan. It says I'm gonna capture the cookies and output it in a cookie.txt file. We're gonna specify the username and the password to log in into the session.php. So we're gonna capture the cookies and save it in a .cookie.txt file. So when you hit enter, it says invalid credentials. So when you cut the cookies.txt, you can see it has saved the cookies session, and you can see everything else. Right now, let's log in without using the cookies. As you can see, you can reuse the save cookies using this command. So the option this tells us to send and save the cookies into the next request, just like the browser saves your cookies rather than logging in again. So this command does the same. So we're gonna copy it and send it to our terminal. So as you can see, it says please log in Fastpass by posting to this page. So what to do next? So this is, it says invalid credential because we are not using the correct credential. But let's go on, because you understand the concept of this, how things works. So you can also go to the next thing. It says we're gonna learn more about brute forcing attacks using cURL. So we're gonna create a file called password.txt. We're gonna place the following password list into the password.txt. Then we're gonna create a simple bash loop, which gonna try each and every password in this password.txt. So to log in, here's there in the brute force.php. We're gonna copy this, go back to machine, say nano password.txt, then you paste it, then you save it. So then you're gonna create another file. Which is the loop.sh. So we're gonna copy this. Let me extend my file. So we're gonna copy this and paste it in a loop.sh so that you can run it against the brute force.php file so that you can get our password. So we nano loop.sh, paste it, then we save the file. After saving the file, we need to make it executable, so we're gonna use chmod, then we make it an executable. So after making an executable file, so we're gonna do backslash then loop the sh so that this runs trying each every password against the endpoint of brute force.php. As you can see, we found our secret pass. The next step is bypassing user agent checks. Some applications block call by checking the user agent header. For example, the server may reject request the user agent with the command call. So to specify a custom user agent, we can use the a flag. So what's an user agent? So an user agent is a piece of text that your device sends to our websites. So the user agent can tell the server what browser you're using. If you're using Chrome, Firefox, or Safari, it tells what operation system you're on, whether with Linux, Windows, or Android. Sometimes it can tell the device type. We're gonna learn how to bypass user agent checks using cURL. So we can use these as an example. To confirm the check, we're gonna use this. So we're gonna copy it, then we paste it onto our machine. So as you can see, it says blocked. Only internal computer user agents are allowed. This is because I'm not an internal computer, but you can bypass it by specifying the exact user agent by using this command. So this command, we're gonna use call, which we can see the request headers by this command. So this flag specifies the user agent, the internal computer, which sends the request to our URL. So this request is going to return a successful login into the URL. So when you paste it, it's supposed to welcome us. As you can see, it returned the welcome internal computer. So we have bypassed user agent checks by using cURL, by specifying the user agent our internal computer. So as is for this, we are finished in today's session. By now, let's go and answer into our question. So make a post request to the .post.php endpoint and use the username admin and the password admin. What is the flag you receive? Okay, so this we already found the flag. So let's retrace some steps in order to get the flag. So we use the call command to send post data into using the username admin password and password admin. So in order to get the first flag, we found the first flag as this thm call post success. So we're gonna post it and check. So the second question is make a request to the cookie.php endpoint using the username admin and save the cookie. Reuse the save cookie at the same endpoint. What flag do you receive? So we're gonna make a request to this endpoint using the same admin password and admin, and we're gonna reuse that save cookie in order to get the flags. So let's retrace ourselves. So we're gonna do call, then we specify the output of the cookie we're going to be saved using the C and these commands. So we're gonna change a few things. So we're gonna change the endpoint, which is cookie.php. When you hit enter, you can see login successful, our cookie has been set. If you want to see the cookies, you can cut the cookie.txt. You can see it's a different one as compared to the early one. So the next step is to use the save cookie in order to log in as the admin user. So we're gonna use call again, then we're gonna specify where our cookies has been saved into our URL. Then we change our endpoint as cookie.php. Then we hit enter. It's supposed to log in using the saved cookies, and that's it. Welcome back admin. We have gotten our second flag as session cookie master. So you're gonna copy it, then you paste it onto here. So after doing the brute force on the endpoint to brute force.php, what is the password of the admin user? As we saw, we found the password as secret pass, but you can you run again the script so that you can see. So the script was loop.sh, and see we've gotten the secret pass again. So that was our third flag. Make a request to the agent PHP endpoint using the user tbfc. What's the flag you receive? So this question, we're gonna use the last method we saw using this command. So we're gonna specify the user agent here as our user agent will be given as tbfc. Then we're gonna specify our endpoint as agent. So let's go back. We're gonna use scan. You wanna see the headers. Then we're gonna use specify our user agent as tbfc and to the URL. So when you hit enter, you can see we have specified it and we've gotten the flag. So we have done a user agent bypassing check using the user agent tbfc. So as you can see, we have found our final flag and we can check it. So as you can see, we have completed the lab, our finding the flags, but there is a bonus question if you want to solve it, the final mission, and get the flag. So here is of your final mission if you want to solve this. It's Just a simple one. You can use the raw.q.txt to brute force in order to get the passwords. So let's check it and conclude our 24 hacking challenges. So the final battle commences with the wormhole closed. King Malhair no longer had access to his reinforcements. When Siskidi looked to our fellow Wereville town members, the king will be vulnerable for our moment. The time is to strike now. Charge, MC Skiddy exclaimed. MC Skiddy and the townspeople of Wereville begin unloading the baggage of snowballs and the king's bunny battalion, and they quickly return the fire with egg projectiles. The skyline became a blur of snowballs and eggs. MC Skiddy used this moment of chaos to sneak into the king's throne room. Just as Mrs. Giddy was about to gain entry, a voice stopped her. Not so fast, giggled Sir Carrotman. He slowly approached Mrs. Giddy, who suddenly felt underprepared. Just when she thought she was out of luck, Sir Bridge Blocker, the third, stepped into front of her. Go, he simply said. What are you doing? Sir Carrotbane started. What should have been done a long time ago. What's right? Sir Britlocker the third slammed his shield into the snow and drew his sword. Go, he shouted, turning to MC Skiddy, the end of the road. MC Skiddy seized the moment and ran into the king's throne room, where she found King Malhair throwing a tantrum. Where are my reinforcements? They are not coming. Malhair, MC Skiddy affirmed. It's over. Wereville is ours. Now, let's see how you like being a captain. Now, as she shouted, two Everton members sprang a cage onto the king. It was over, thanks in the large part of their efforts. MC Skiddy has been freed, and King Malhair has been finally stopped. Wereville was safe once again. The king was dethroned and sent to Hopsec prison, along with his conspirators. Sir Carrotbane, Sir Breach Blocker III, was pardoned for his part in stopping the king's tyrannical plan and later became King Breach Blocker. Congratulations on finishing Advent of Cyber and saving the day. For all of us at TryAcme, we have Merry Soxmas and how and a happy new year. And also from the Cyber Sensei community, we wish you a very wonderful Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If this video you found it helpful and you liked it, please like, subscribe, and share this wonderful journey to your friends. So let's complete the Advent of Cyber 2025. See you on to the next year as we await for Advent of Cyber 2026. Ciao.